and that's all there is to it. So that's basically the Mills Gooseneck mechanism. The other thing I wanted to point out is if the machine is jammed up, if the mechanism is half cycled, which if it's jammed, that's very likely. So let's go ahead and do that. So we got the machine half cycled. Now if there were a jam and I couldn't push that down any further, but if I wanted to release the tension, the way to do that is there's a dog which acts as a ratchet right here. And when the machine is half cycled, that dog is very tight. There's no way you can really release it unless you take your screwdriver again and gently push down to make it go forward just a little bit. That will release the tension on that dog, and then you can take another screwdriver or your finger. Be careful if you use your finger though, because there's a lot of tension and you can get bit. But you just release the dog, hold the dog, push it down or clockwise, and now you can cycle the mechanism back up and investigate further of where the jam is. These jams are usually pretty easy to find. Like I said, most of the time it's up in this area, but just takes a little patience and a little investigation to figure it out. And now I will show you how to put the mechanism back in place. Let's go ahead and cycle it. Okay, so we want to put the mechanism back in the cabinet. The first thing you want to do is make sure that these support levers are in the vertical position. Obviously, if there's any coins or anything here loose, you know, put them in the cash box or down in the coin tray. Then you take the mechanism. This is the correct way to hold it. Do not pick it up by the reel strips. Have your left hand holding the gooseneck, your right hand on the main operating fork. And you just slide it into place. When it's in, you should hear it click. Sometimes you have to kind of jostle it. There. It's now in. It should have fallen down a little bit into these two little brackets, so if you pull it straight out, it won't come out. In order to take it out, you need to lift it a little bit. So just push it back in, put the clasp down. The next thing you want to do is put in the back lip. So here's the back lip, and it just goes in like that. This bracket here will be in that position when you tighten the wing nut. Okay, so we'll tighten the wing nut. Put it into place. Okay. The next thing we want to do is put in those two screws back in the gooseneck. I'll go ahead and do that right now. When you're putting these screws in, you may need to pull the gooseneck towards the front of the machine in order to make sure that they line up. If they don't line up properly, don't force it because you don't want to strip them. front of the camera to get them lined up properly. Let's get a screwdriver that and you just have to get the screws in snug. There's no need to try to over tighten them or anything. And then the last step is to put the door in. And then hopefully you've got a fully functional machine once again. As you can tell, these gooseneck machines are not near as smooth operating as the later machines that were made in the 30s. These only have what are called 10-stop mechanisms. And what that means is, even though the reel cymbals or the reel strips have 20 cymbals on them, it'll only stop on 10 of them. And so the reels really bounce around because the gears are so large on them. But gooseneck machines they're good running machines. They just sound a little clunkier than the later model machines. So that's it. Hope you found this of use, and we're going to have a whole series of videos on how to unjam the various styles of machines. Roll-a-tops, treasuries, Pace, Jennings, and then the later model Mills machines with the more traditional escalator.